Well, I'm actually here with one of Fred's daughters, second daughter, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. This is Lorna, and she's going to tell us a little bit about this fantastic vehicle of Fred's. So over to you, really, whatever you fancy.
My dad's last Land Rover. He had 3 in his lifetime. The first one was a little green one. They were all ex-military.
Right.
Rovers. And really the green one was the one we kind of grew up with. It was a ragtop cab like this.
Right.
And yeah, that was the one really. And then when our mum learnt to drive,
right.
he said if she could reverse the vehicle out of the driveway, because it's quite a steep vehicle, the driveway at Radcliffe Road. He'd buy her a car, and
No way.
It wasn't a car; it was the lightweight Land Rover, which we've also got.
Right.
And usually I do bring it, but it's battery dead.
Yeah. Michael was saying about that. Yeah,
so we left it at home, and then this kind of replaced that one, actually, because the lightweight couldn't hold, because it's obviously with a lightweight they designed it in the military to be airlifted around.
Right.
And I think they're half a ton, aren't they? And so. And to be parachuted down as well,
right.
to where they needed, so the structure wouldn't hold this kind of ladder frame that
right.
Dad had created, and so that's when he got rid of that one and got this.
Brilliant.
and then he never really looked after his Land Rovers, and yeah,
so it's been through a lot then, I bet.
And then a guy called Chris Crane from RPI. In fact, you can just see engineering down south. Kind of revamped it. He's put a big engine in there,
right.
V8.
Oh wow!
And he restored it. New chassis. Marsland chassis.
Yeah.
But when we got it eventually, there was a hole in the fuel tank. The top of the doors were a bit whisper work.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like we've been patching. I'm just wondering when the time is going to come that we're going to have to do a bit on the bulkhead, actually.
Right. Yeah.
There's a few bits and pieces.
Well, I was going to say about how you come across it again.
Oh, well, we kind of inherited.
Right. So
one.
it was.
It was in Dad's.
It was in some sort of garage, was it?
Yeah, it was just in Dad's garden.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, and in fact, I think at one point, I think a tramp might have been living in it.
Right, okay.
In the garden, yeah. And before we had the keys to the house to sort it all out.
Right.
And so it was in a sorry state of affairs. I've got some pictures, actually.
Yeah. Oh, right. Perfect. Yeah. Brilliant.
And then with the lightweight, that had a bit, like, it's got quite a good story really, how we got it back in the family. And so Dad sold it in about 1987, I want to say, and just to a car salesman sold it to a guy called David Pope, who was a farmer down in Salisbury, and he had it for 28 years. He loved tractors, and in his barn he had our lightweight,
right.
And then I didn't know, but we got in touch somehow, and he started ringing every now and then, and I do like talking.
Right.
And so we'd have a real nice little chinwag.
Because you kept Fred's name, didn't you?
Yeah.
You kept your name. Yeah. Right.
So yes, I've still got the same surname.
Right.
And,
is that how he found you? Was it this guy or?
I know he'd showed it a few times at Dorset.
Right.
And I think people got to know that we had this one.
Right.
And we'd been to a few Land Rover rallies with this one.
Bro.
And I think that's how he found out.
Right.
And then he just propositioned that he wanted to get rid of it, and he wanted to give it sell it to the right person.
Right.
But it was like he wanted silly money for it at
right.
first.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not rich. And and then he came back. I distinctly remember the day. I was actually washing our caravan at the time, just come back from a really muddy rally at Heskin. And he rang up, and I'm having a good chat with him whilst there's mud everywhere. And he's like, let's just do the price. Let's do the sensible price.
Oh, nice.
Really worth, and what any lightweight would be worth. And yes, we did it. And then I've got the pictures of when
brilliant.
It was like trailer to trailer because there were things wrong with it.
Yeah.
And then brought it home, got it. I've got a friend called Ian who sorted it all out. He's part of the lightweight Land Rover Club.
Right, brilliant.
And Ian and Sue Foster, and they kind of got it up and running, and yeah, it's a nice little
And it's there,
car.
yeah.
It's tiny. It's in my garage.
Right, so Gary, he's been a long time subscriber to my channel for a while, so I did ask a few people to put on my Instagram if you've got any questions for you guys. So so Gary has put, let me just find it again. Here we go. His question is, what happened to his steam engine, Betsy? Is it still around?
It sure is, yeah. Betsy belongs to Jack and Roger, our brothers, and it's living in Cheshire. In fact, it lives at Will's house, and Will's here today.
All right,
It's
cool.
got Captain Scott. I don't know if you've noticed that engine.
Right.
And so it lives there, but sadly it does need some repair work.
Right.
But luckily, Jack and Roger are absolutely brilliant at repairing steam engines.
Doing it all, yeah.
But they've been working on different projects. So our Jack has just completed a little proper steam loco on the Foxfield Railway called Percy.
Nice.
So, yeah, last September we all went down to see that.
Right.
So it's really good, and I'm really proud of him doing that. I'm sure Dad would if he was around. And then Roger is kind of he's working on a similar engine to an Evelyn from the Isle of Man, so similar to Betsy.
Right.
So he wants to complete that first, and then I'm sure then they'll get back onto Betsy and start to do all the work on Betsy.
Because I seem to remember I worked at a place in Farnworth, Jagameda Bolt and Jaguar dealership. I'm sure it was when I was working there where it must have been Betsy.
Yeah, we would have
coming up through Farnworth.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because literally all the traffic were behind him, and you know how slow they go, and it was just chugging along, and he weren't bothered. You could see him.
Yeah, my dad was not bothered in the slightest. Yeah.
So that were right. Yeah. And you were just saying about another steam engine he had called Fred.
Yeah. So in fact, that was about 28 years in the making, and so when I was a little girl, we picked up all the pieces. And in fact I was taken out of school that day so I could watch all these pieces of metal coming into the garden.
Wow.
All in just bits, like just bits, like these bits, and seriously just like these bits, and yeah, we watched it. We were actually being filmed as well by the BBC. And while all these bits were being put off a low loader into the engine shed, and then it was like a labour of love really. And 3 marriages later, he eventually finished it, and then did this last series. It was kind of like 4, I think, really. It got finished more or less for that last series made in Britain, where he travelled around the country looking at different things, taking it with him, and it's a lovely machine. I've had a go at steering it, and so sadly for provision for my dad's widow, it had to be sold, and so it's with a gentleman who lives in Cheshire, in Knutsford, I want to say, Michael Oliver. And he collects a lot of different kind of transport things, and so it's with him. And
you're in touch with him, you could go and see it and things like that, could
Michael's quite elderly now, but we're really quite friendly with some of the people who work for him and who used to work for him.
Right, perfect.
So like we went to one of our friends' 50th last year, year before, so we went to Lee's birthday and his daughter turned up. So yeah, they are a really nice family. And the people who work for him are really nice too.
Yeah, so you get to see it every now and again.
Yeah, it's not been out for a bit, but it did come to Carfest a couple of times, and I ended up having a good steer. And in fact, I think we hooked this up to the back of it.
Wow.
And we had some good fun with it. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's, at least it's out and about, and it's still in the northwest of England.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, it's not down south or whatever, and you can't actually get to see it yourself. So well, I just want to say thank you so much for this. I'm really over the moon for you. You've had time to give us a chat. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
No, great.
One job we were doing in the middle of Calendar Cable Company at Prescott's, and I'd gone on a walkabout around the works. And when I came back, Donald said, he said, managing director's been round, and I said, oh yeah, what did he want? He said he was full of apprehension and fear. And I said, oh, how were about like? And he said, well, he said to me, has he ever had any that went wrong? And Donald said, he said, on average, 1 in every 4, and we've just done 3 good ones.